Tiny Toons. After 40 long years of wandering in the wilderness, the people of Israel stood at the edge of everything they had ever dreamed of, the Promised Land. But Moses, their beloved leader, was gone. And now, the weight of an entire nation's hopes and fears rested on the shoulders of one man, Joshua. Joshua had served as Moses' faithful assistant for decades. He had seen the parting of the Red Sea, received the 10 Commandments at Mount Sinai, and was one of only 2 spies who believed God would help them conquer the Promised Land 40 years earlier.
Joshua, there you are, my friend. The tribal leaders are gathering. They have questions.
They always do, Caleb, especially now.
You're not Moses, and they know it. But you don't need to be. God didn't choose Moses for this part of the journey. He chose you.
Let's not keep them waiting.
Joshua, my children wanted to wish you well today.
Are we really going to cross the river into our new home?
Yes, little one. God promised this land to our ancestor Abraham long ago, and to your grandparents and parents after they left Egypt. Now it's time for us to claim that promise.
But aren't there giants there? And big walls? I heard the grown-ups talking.
There are challenges ahead, yes, but remember whose people we are. The same God who freed us from Egypt and fed us in the wilderness will be with us there too.
Joshua, we've waited 40 years for this moment.
But crossing that river with all our people, our livestock, our belongings, the Jordan is at flood stage. It's impossible.
And even if we cross, what then? The reports say Jericho's walls are impenetrable. Their soldiers are well trained. We are former slaves and shepherds.
These concerns are valid, but may I remind you that we've faced impossible situations before. The Red Sea, no food in the desert, no water at Meribah.
Yes, but Moses was with us then. Moses spoke with God face to face. You are just Joshua.
Just Joshua? This man stood with Moses on Mount Sinai. He remained in the tent of meeting when others left. He was one of only 2 spies who believed we could take this land 40 years ago. And he was right.
It's all right, Caleb. I understand their concerns. Come, all of you. There's something I need to show you. Look at our people. For generations they were slaves in Egypt, then wanderers in the wilderness. They have never known a true home. Moses brought us this far. But God always intended for a new generation to enter the Promised Land, our generation. And yes, I am not Moses. But the same God who spoke to Moses has spoken to me.
The night before, Joshua had wrestled with his own doubts. The burden of leadership felt overwhelming.
Lord, how can I possibly fill Moses' sandals? The people look to me, but I don't have his wisdom, his special relationship with you.
Joshua.
Here I am, Lord.
Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to them. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
God has promised us this land, not because we deserve it, but because he is faithful to his promises. The same God who parted the Red Sea will make a way across the Jordan. The same God who brought down Egypt will bring down Jericho. I don't ask you to have faith in me. I ask you to have faith in the God who has brought us this far.
I was there when we first spied out this land. Joshua and I saw the same giants and walled cities that the other spies saw, but we also saw the bounty of the land grapes so large it took 2 men to carry one cluster. The question isn't whether there are giants in the land. The question is whether the God who created heaven and earth is bigger than those giants.
For 3 days, the people prepared. Officers went throughout the camp with instructions. Every family packed their belongings, ready to move at a moment's notice.
When you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord, your God, being carried by the Levitical priests, you are to move out from your positions and follow it. Then you will know which way to go, since you have never been this way before. But keep a distance of about 1,000 yards between you and the ark. Do not go near it. Consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do amazing things among you. Today you will see proof that the living God is among you, and that he will certainly drive out the nations before you. Watch. The ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth will go into the Jordan ahead of you.
Just as God had parted the Red Sea for Moses, now he parted the Jordan for Joshua. The priests carrying the ark stood firmly on dry ground in the middle of the Jordan, while all Israel passed by until the whole nation had completed the crossing on dry ground.
Run, warn the city. The God of Israel has brought them across the river. Their God has stopped the Jordan itself.
Close the gates. Double the watch. They're coming.
Go back into the riverbed where the priests are standing with the ark of the covenant. Each of you take up a stone on your shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of Israel, to serve as a sign among you. In the future, when your children ask you, "What do these stones mean?" tell them the flow of the Jordan was cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. These stones are to be a memorial to the people of Israel forever.
And as soon as the priests carrying the ark reached the shore, the waters of the Jordan returned to their place and ran at flood stage as before.
Today God has fulfilled the promise he first made to Abraham, then to Isaac and Jacob, then to Moses. Today we have entered the land flowing with milk and honey. Let the world know, the hand of the Lord is powerful. God has done this so that all the peoples of the earth might know that the Lord's hand is powerful, and so that you might always fear the Lord your God. These stones will remind us that God is faithful to his promises. When we face the walled cities ahead, when we face armies and challenges that seem too great, remember this day. Remember how God made a way where there seemed to be no way.
But the walls of Jericho are so high, and there are still giants in the land, like the spies said long ago. Aren't you afraid?
There will always be giants, little one. There will always be walls that seem too high. But there will also always be God, who is higher than any wall and stronger than any giant. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
The story of Joshua and the Israelites crossing the Jordan River isn't just ancient history. It speaks to us today about the courage needed to step into God's promises. We all face our own Jordan River's obstacles that stand between us and the future God has for us. Like Joshua, we may feel inadequate or afraid. We may look at our Jerichos, the imposing challenges ahead, and wonder how we'll ever overcome them. But God's message to Joshua echoes through the centuries to us. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God may not part rivers literally for us today, but he still makes ways where there seem to be no ways. He still brings down walls that appear impenetrable. And he still keeps every promise he has made. Like the memorial stones Joshua set up, we can look back at the evidence of God's faithfulness in our past to find courage for our future. As we conclude our time with Joshua and the Israelites, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. What Jordan rivers are you facing in your life right now? What obstacles seem too big to overcome? Where do you need courage to move forward into God's promises? What memorial stones can you identify in your past? Times when God showed his faithfulness to you or your family? How might remembering those moments give you courage today? This week, consider creating your own memorial, a journal entry, a small display of items, or even actual stones, to remind yourself and others of God's faithfulness in your life. Remember, the same God who was with Joshua and the Israelites is with you today. Be strong and courageous. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, like, share, and subscribe for more biblical adventures. Stay blessed and see you in the next story.